So I'm here at a coffee shop editing. I just want to add some explanation here. So that's why I turned on the camera. I just realized that I kind of want to give you viewer discretion in a way. In this video, I talk about trauma, PTSD, military population. So if that is not something that you feel comfortable listening to or you feel comfortable talking about, please take care of yourself first. You matter. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick warning.
Anyway, it's gonna be fun. Everything is gonna be fine. Oh my god, I have 12 minutes. I have 12 minutes. I have 12 minutes. I came back home from work, currently 9:48, and I have a I have a meeting scheduled with this professor at 10 p.m. in 12 minutes. It would be great if I could do a PhD with him, but anyway, you know what? It's just a conversation. Like, don't you it's just a conversation. Ugh. I'm acting up because I'm should I tie up my hair? Do I look smart enough now? Do I smart in this? Good morning, Professor Hopeful. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Honestly, professors should know that we get this nervous before we get on the call with them. Do you know? Do you know actually? Actually.
Yeah, a lot of them are still serving military or recently discharged and yeah, still living in Korea. So that is the population that I'm currently working with. And
something that, whether it be sounds, whether it be words that could PTSD, but then there was something that was even, set them off, or even the trauma got worse. Disability as well as PTSD services is in jeopardy because it's another thing.
I also noticed that a lot of our veterans or military population, they do hesitate to talk about this. It's very unsettling to me. I still don't have words to express how I feel about lack of verbal expression that you mentioned. I hope you have a great day.
Yes, you too. Try to get some rest.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
I'm done. I'm tired. Oh my god, that was so fun. Okay, you know what? Okay, the thing is, I was so nervous. Before I started having conversation with him, I was so nervous. My heart was pounding. I thought I could feel my heart. But then actually, at first we were having this technical issues that made me even more nervous. But then the second I started talking, I was like, he's here to talk to me. He agreed to have a conversation with me. I was like, this is my stage. Let me talk. And I talked a lot. And he also shared. It was so fun. What can I say? It was so fun. Okay, so that is a TV show that he recommended. You know what? I think I really like having conversation with the professors. It's so fun. It's so fun. So I told him that I'm currently working in blah blah blah, and I'm working with blah blah blah. And then I see patients every day, right? And something I've noticed is that people who come to our clinic knowing their diagnosis, either self-diagnosed or diagnosed by a different counselor, they tend to stay in therapy longer. This is my observation. I don't have any research articles or other literature reviews that can back it up. It's just my observation, right? And that got me curious. Is it because of internet? Is it because of TikTok? Is it because of all those, unfiltered mental health related popular articles on the internet? Because, when you, for example, let's say you have depression and you search up depression, depressive symptoms, onset, blah, 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 blah. And then the internet is going to give you a whole list of possible symptoms of depression, right? And possible symptom, that does not mean if you have depression you're going to go through every single symptoms that are listed there. It's just a possibility, right? But what I've noticed is people tend to match their behavior with those lists. Let's say this client was experiencing just this portion of their, this portion within this list, but after seeing this list they are matching their behavior with the rest of the list and think their depression is more severe than what their therapist would say. And like, so this is like a thought train that I started to like build up, and I wanted to know the answer. So I reached out to a couple of professors, and Professor Hupel replied to me, "Thank God. Thank you so much." First of all, I don't think he's watching. He is not watching, definitely. He doesn't know I have a YouTube channel, but still. What was I talking about? So, what was I talking about? I'm just so excited right now. I should not be excited this much because it's currently 11 p.m. I need to go to bed. Tomorrow I have work. Oh my god, tomorrow I'm gonna go vote for my next president. You guys are coming with me. You guys are coming with me. That was another affirmation that I really need to go back to that academic setting. I love having conversation with professors, and I want to be one of them. So, okay, that's it for today. You guys are gonna come vote with me tomorrow. Bye. I voted. I couldn't like film anything in that like a what is it called, like booth. Yeah, there were a bunch of signs that I'm not supposed to film, so I didn't film anything, but I did vote. Got my coffee, and I had a little bit of like small chat with the convenience store owner.
Okay, I had to mention that I had a small talk with the convenience store owner because that never happens. I never talk to strangers, but I don't know, maybe I was in the mood. I had a small talk with this convenience store owner and I had to mention it.
And then now I'm on my way to work.
Okay, so here's me editing again. Basically in this clip, I was talking about something very irrelevant, but I wanted to include this clip because I look so cute. So in Korea, presidential election day is a national holiday. But since it's a national holiday, there are not going to be a lot of people. I mean, I was the only one at the office, so I could wear a little more, like very casual. As you can see, I'm wearing this off-shoulder, not really business professional. So just a little bit of explanation here.
So if you work on national holiday, you get like 1.5 pay. So why not pass on the opportunity to make more money? Not a lot of money though. I deserve more.
Like honestly, there were not a lot of things to do, but I was just checking my email. I was responding to, like our counselors, and honestly, there were not a lot of things to do.
Hello, my friends. I'm tired. So last night I had a really fruitful conversation with a professor, Professor Hupel. Well, it was so fun. I gained so much, and I took a long note. These small interactions really reminds me of what I really love and what I want to do in the future. I really like that academic environment. Like in my YouTube channel, I've never talked about how I got here, but I studied art history in college. But even in college, I changed my major a lot. But I ended up graduating with a bachelor's in art history, got my first job at a local gallery, but then I quickly got a second job at an auction house. I worked there for almost a year. I mostly wrote condition reports on artworks. I did some cataloging, things like that, and then I went to grad school for fine art. Like, although I did not get like master's in fine art, but I ended up getting a post-bac certificate in fine art. And then, well, it was a really long story, but now I am, as you all know, in mental health field, and one of the things that really helps me to navigate through all these like different stages in my life and like figuring out what I want to do in the future, finding my own direction, is talking to people. Like, I go talk to people who are actually in that field, currently working in that like professional field, or people who have experienced it, not only people who love the field, but people who left the field because of like different reasons. And yesterday, I had a conversation with Professor Hupel, who is teaching but also like practicing. I loved it. I cannot wait to to go to grad school to study clinical psychology, get my PhD. I'll be the first one in my family who get a PhD. Also, like lately, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of like study vlog or like day in the life as a PhD student. That makes me excited. I want to be one of them. Like as I mentioned, today is a national holiday because there is a presidential election. I vote. Oh, it's gone. But so like, can you see like slightly here? So I voted for the first time in my life for a president. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Honestly, when I first saw the lineup of like my options, I didn't like any of them. I was like, why? Like, is this the reality? I mean, it is a reality, but then I checked their policy and I watched all of the debates. Like, watching debate really helped me to make my mind. Because lately, you know, everything is really up in the air. It's just, I don't know. Future is unforeseen. What I can do is just running towards my goal, changing plans depending on the situation, but running towards the right direction. That's all I can do. And lately, I'm really proud of myself. It feels like I haven't really achieved anything, but still, I'm proud of myself being in this process because I know I'm running towards the right direction and I know I'm putting my work in it every day. I don't know why this just popped up in my head, but can I trauma dump on you guys for a quick? Okay, not really a trauma dump, so to say, but like, because you know, life is a process and you sometimes visit your past and think about what happened, try to unpack things that you haven't processed yet. I recently started unpacking things that happened in the past, and I'm pretty sure I'll have a chance to talk about this in depth in like separate video probably, but basically I made a pact with myself that I'm not going to date until I think I'm ready to date again. I've seen a lot of people saying you should just continue to date to figure out your dating goals and to figure out if you're ready or not. But I think right now I'm in a life stage where dating is unnecessary. I mean, dating has never been my top priority, but I think I'm at a stage where it's even unnecessary. It's not good for me. Yeah, lately I've been unpacking a lot of like past things. I'm not ready to call it trauma. That's why I'm like saying things. Oh my god, my voice. I'm really content. Like obviously I'm not satisfied. I'm still running towards my goal, but I'm content every day. I'm really grateful. I think weather has something to do with it, to be honest. But still, I'm grateful. Still, I'm good lately. Honestly, it's kind of scary that I'm the only one at the train station. While I'm waiting for the train, I'm gonna do a little bit of editing and what it. Another great day we're gonna make. It's an effort, you know? I need to go back in. You know, it's like when everything annoys you, that's me right now. Jesus. Why do I look like this today? Jesus Christ. So, I am gonna go to see my psychiatrist and just talk about this and that. I thought I've been good lately, but I guess not. I left the psychiatry office and now I'm at a department store nearby. I don't want to do any shopping, but I kind of just walk around. I want to walk around, but I don't want to go outside, so I just decide to like walk around the department store here. But we'll see. I'm so lost. Where am I?
So I graduated from high school in January, and my college started in September, like obviously. So I had half a year. It was not like a gap year, but it was just like a half a year gap. And like like that's when people start to have their part-time job. I mean, although like I had a part-time job in middle school, like right after graduating from high school, I wanted to get a part-time job so I can save up some, money for college. My first part-time job was actually at a grocery store as a cashier, but then I moved to my current city and then I got a job at a department store. You know what the thing is? I was dress coded so hard. Like they were just like so being so nitty-gritty, all the details like so I was 18, 19, and I went to work with my like really dark red lipstick on. It was not like intimidating red. Well, like okay, I'll just like have a photo reference there, but it was just red. And the management literally like talked to my manager. Like literally my manager was like, "Hey, you cannot wear that." So I had to go through the whole training, like how, like I am supposed to wear like perfume all the time. I am supposed to wear makeup every day. And like, which is kind of understandable because it was a department store. But the thing is, I was working at a store, like Korean version of Nike at the time. So like, if you're asking why I'm talking about this all of a sudden, is I just wanted to share.
So like 3 months ago, we stopped one of my meds. I was really happy about it because that seemed like I made a progress. Just one of those days, it's just so hard to be even yourself because you're so annoyed by everything. That's me right now. Just everything on your body annoys you. Like when I was outside, initially I was planning to stay at a study cafe until like 10 p.m. or so, but right now it's like around like 6 p.m. But I had to come back home because literally everything on my body annoys me right now. So the second I got home, I tied up my hair. Now I'm gonna wash my face. I'm gonna like change into really something really comfortable. It's just I don't know. I'm really grateful that I don't experience depressive episodes anymore. I mean, you never know because depression is something that you can just like cut off like that and you can be like, oh, I like overcame it, everything is good. It's not something like that, so you never know when it's gonna come back. But for the past couple of months, I haven't experienced this severe depressive episode, so I thought I was all good and we decided to stop the medication. So I was like, I made a progress. This is amazing because I've been fighting this for years. A part of me is definitely glad that I'm experiencing everything in my 20s, because now I'm learning how to cope. Now I'm learning how to... So a couple of videos back, I did mention that I gained a lot of weight because of a certain reason, and I did not specify the reason. I was on antidepressant, and that was making me gain a lot of weight. So I did gain a lot of weight, even though I was like working out regularly. But now I'm off of antidepressant. So I was very happy. I was so excited to go to the gym more, to build a better diet, you know, be healthy again. I cannot even like explain what I'm going through right now because it's so... What I'm grateful for is I don't experience that like up and down mood swing anymore. Even though I wouldn't say I'm mentally very healthy, still I have some, you know, stuff that I'm going through, stuff that I'm currently working on, but still now I don't go through the like very like, you know, unstable up and down mood swing. I'm really grateful for that. But it's just today we decided to take a different type of medication that baffled me a lot, because I don't want to be on medication forever. I don't want to be in therapy forever. Like, obviously, there should be an end point in therapy. I don't want to rely on medication. I don't want to rely on psychotherapy. But starting another medication, that means I'll be taking this at least for the next 6 months to see if it's okay to stop or not. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know, 6 months, that's just 6 months, that's really short period of time. But me right now, 6 months feels like forever. And it almost feels like I'm gonna be on these kind of pills forever, which is so devastating. But another part of me knows that this is temporary. I'm working on it. This is, you know, this is work in progress. So everything will be fine. Not because... like, I'm not saying this for the sake of saying it, but because I'm actually, you know, making progress. I'm actually working towards it, so I know that everything will be fine in, I don't know, like in... I don't know what it is, but when I meet some people new, my brain doesn't recognize them. It's like, you know, like, sometimes you think back and start to question, did I actually meet this person in the past or did I not? And that, I don't know, discrepancy between my experience and what I remember cognitively sometimes drive me crazy. I mean, not anymore, but back then it used to drive me crazy, or like at least confuse me. And for me, it took me at least like, I don't know, like 8-9 months for me to recognize my psychiatrist as a human. Like, it might sound really weird because, of course, my psychiatrist, like, he is a human, and we've been having conversation. I've been, you know, go see him every month. In the beginning, it was every 2 weeks, but now every month because I got a little better. So some people might think, like, how can you not recognize that person as a human because you've been interacting with them? But I don't know, just my brain, a part of my brain is like, just don't understand that this is a human being that's actually like interacting with me. So we talked about it. So I don't know what it is, but since I was in I don't know, since like, I think the first time that I figured out that I have disassociation is when I was in college. And back then I really didn't like treat it. My psychologist back then recommended me to go to psychiatrist, but I was scared, so I didn't. I stopped going to therapy. I stopped every treatment. And that's when like COVID happened, so it was easy for me to run away. And I think it was last year, there was a point I was like, I cannot live like this anymore. Like, something should change. It's it's time for me to open up a new chapter. So as a part of opening up a new chapter, I went to psychiatrist office, and that's when I started to, actively work on my. Also, going through this without like family support is really hard. I know that I'm strong. I know that I've been through a lot. You know what? The thing is, like, I really don't like myself saying that I've been through a lot, because it almost feels like I'm exaggerating everything. But despite everything that I've been through, I still decided to continue leaving. I still decided to push forward. I still decided to even study psychology to work for the population that abused me in the past. That is true strength. I always remind myself of that, but when I'm going through that moment, it almost feels like there are different personas in me, and I try not to give too much attention to those different personas. I don't even want to like personify them, because it feels like if I give them too much attention, if I give them, persona, I'm recognizing it, and I don't want to give it too much power, essentially. But another part of me already knows that when I'm having episode, not just like one, the short-term episode, when I'm having that continuous moments, I know that it almost feels like I know this is a different persona. Or sometimes it just feels like there are different personas that I don't even know how to process. And it like if you watch like movies, or if you watch like study materials, there are people who talked about like it feels like there's one body but different personas in their body. It's not like that. It almost feels like the gap between this persona and the other persona are huge. There's a huge discrepancy between these two. So I don't know which one is me. I want to identify with this, but this is taking over too much. And sometimes it feels like I'm swamped in that discrepancy. I don't even know if I'm like... One thing I'm really grateful for is, in the past, that cycle was really rapid. One day, or even just like this 10 minutes, I was this self, and next 10 minutes, I'm this self. So it was always like back and forth, like power war between these two personas. But now, it doesn't feel like that anymore. That cycle has been, it's slowed down in a way. I'm really grateful for that, and I really thank my psychiatrist